Climate change is a big deal because climate sets the range of conditions in which humans can thrive, right? Human civilization for the past 12,000 years or so has enjoyed a relatively stable climate. The problem with the change that humans are inducing now, over the past couple hundred years or so, is that the rate, the magnitude, and the spatial extent of the change are unprecedented. Those things make it very, very hard to adapt the entirety of civilization to the changes that we're seeing. We have already witnessed only a fairly small change, less than 1 degree Celsius. But that small change, relatively small change, has led to significant impacts already that have been disruptive to both human society and natural ecosystems. For instance, we've seen a worsening of the various categories of extreme weather events. We've seen food and water supply disruptions in various parts of the world. So the point is, we've only seen a fairly small change so far, but the changes that we're headed towards could be huge. Well, we know climate is changing based on multiple lines of very strong scientific evidence. For instance, global temperature change can be measured both directly and indirectly. And directly, it's in the form of thermometers around the world that measure near-surface air temperatures. It's in the form of satellite measurements that measure the temperature of the atmosphere, the lowest and the next lowest layer of the atmosphere. Thermometer measurements that measure the ocean temperature down to several kilometers. Borehole measurements that measure the subsurface temperature. There's also various lines of indirect evidence that climate is changing. Those come in the form of ice changes around the world. Basic observations tell us very clearly that there's been a significant net loss of ice from every major mountain range around the world, and increasingly in recent years, the great ice sheets on Antarctica and Greenland. So we know that all of the components of the climate system, the atmosphere, the land, and the ocean, are warming, and that warming has been basically simultaneous over the last few decades. That's not a natural fluctuation, because in natural fluctuations you don't see every component of the climate system changing at the same time.